Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today on The Jason Show. It was like the world's glitziest Zoom meeting ever. My take on one wacky Golden Globes. Then Ellen Pompeo speaks out on her worth and the future of Grey's Anatomy. It's all in the hot dish. Also ahead, he's back. Thrifty Traveler returns with great deals for when you are ready to travel again. And from birthdays to winter wonderlands, you are showing us your weekend. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Zimmerman. Good morning, Princeton. Good morning, Now Then. And good morning to Elk River. And welcome to The Jason Show. I'm Jace. Hey, everybody. Please say hello to my sister from another mister and America's favorite snake milker, Kendall Mark, everybody. Good morning.
Snake milker?
Yeah, it's a real occupation.
Like, does that have to do with their fangs?
Yeah, you get the venom out.
Me?
Well, it's just a joke. I mean, I don't think you're really going to do it.
I
And if you
don't
do...
like the visual.
What?
I don't like the visual.
Again, it always reminds me of my favorite Kendall as a child story.
Oh.
When you're on the swing, tire swing back and forth. And what did your daddy scream to you?
He shot the snake.
That's right. Daddy, a snake's coming at me. Anyway, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. You know, it's a brand new month. It's March, everybody.
Kindergarten spring.
That's what?
Kindergarten spring.
I've never heard that saying before. What is that?
Keith says it a lot because it means that, like, when you're in kindergarten, you're like, spring is March, April, May.
Oh.
So we've started spring, people.
Well, no, it sure doesn't look like spring. Yesterday I woke up and it looked like
Armageddon.
Nat King Cole should be singing out there. It was like, what's happening?
I know.
It was 40 degrees in the day and then boom. Anyway, hey, let's say hello to our audience today. Please give it up for Kathy, Kim, and Brianna. Good morning, ladies. Now, Kimberly, let's begin with you. Kimberly's coming to us from Maplewood. And Kimberly, it says here, were you the lovely individual who created a Peeps makeup of our set, right?
I was.
Look at you. And, oh, is that right there behind you?
Yeah.
Oh, and now how those Peeps have to be what, 4, 5, 6 years old by now?
Well, I thought maybe they would make it, so I did put them in storage because I thought there's nothing in there that'll go bad, right?
No, they have enough. They have enough preservatives to last for 20 years. But yeah.
Exactly. So I put them in storage, and they went into garage storage. And when I pulled them out to put them in my craft room here, unfortunately, the Peeps were too good for the mice to resist. So the mice had gotten in there, and the audience and Peeps Jason was gone, and all we had left.
Wait. You mean to tell me that Peeps Jason was murdered by a mouse?
I'm so sorry, Jason.
That is horrifying.
Horrific.
Oh, he was just gone. He was just gone, and the little glasses were at the bottom of the box.
I'm like Gwyneth Paltrow at the end of 7. Oh my goodness. Well.
It hurt my heart when I saw it. I'm so sorry.
It hurts your heart. I was the one eaten by a mouse. Anyway, Brianna, let's go to you. Are you coming to us from work, my friend?
Yeah.
Way to go. I love it. Brianna's like, forget you, boss. I'm going to go on TV. I love it. And finally, Kathy, hi. Where are you calling in from?
I am calling in from Rice.
Oh, perfect. You're not.
Rice is nice.
Yeah, exactly. You're not at work, are you, Kathy?
I'm not. Nope.
Okay. Brianna's killing me. I love it. Well, we're gonna have fun with this. Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. Oh, that's good. That was horrible. Peeps Jason was murdered, eaten whole by a mouse.
They just left your glasses.
Yeah. Wow. What were
You're
they
like
not
the Wicked
edible?
Witch of the West. It just melts and the hat's left, but it was your glasses.
Oh, wow. Thanks for comparing me to a witch.
You're
Wow.
welcome.
It's Monday morning. We're off to a great start. Anyway, that's lovely. That's lovely. We have such a good show today. I did something, and I told you about this on Friday. Thursday into Friday, I spent the night in a fish house. I never thought I would do it. You'll see the video of that. Thrifty is back. We have Oprah News that you and I argued about.
Yep, we're going to argue more.
We are. So let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Let's get going. So, award season is officially underway. The Golden Globe Awards were held last night. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler co-hosted from different coasts. Tina was in New York. Amy was in L.A. Let's look at this and talk about it on their side.
Now, Tina and I are hosting from 2 different cities tonight, but the technology is so great, you are never going to be able to tell the difference. It's going to be smooth sailing.
You won't even notice. Oh, I've missed you, my love. I always knew my career would end with me wandering around the Rainbow Room, pretending to talk to Amy. I just thought it would be later. But what an exciting night.
Hey, I got to tell you, they were a highlight. And I'll get to my overall thoughts in a second. They were great. I love that they didn't steer away from the controversy that was percolating over the weekend, that the entire makeup of the Hollywood Foreign Press, there's not one single black person in that entire representation, which I don't think it needed a newspaper article to tell them, hey, we should probably fix that, for heaven's sake.
Idiots.
Yeah. As for the awards, most of the nominees zoomed in from their homes. Look at this. Jason Sudeikis won Best Actor in a TV series, musical, or comedy for his work in Ted Lasso on Apple TV+. And look, he looks like our floor director, Tyler, a hoodie. Plus, Jodie Foster, right there, supporting actress. She wore PJs. And Catherine O'Hara also won Best Actress for Bleeps Creek, and her husband tried to play her off with his phone. People couldn't figure out what was happening. That's what he was trying to do. That was great. And The Crown took home the most awards with 4. Basically, if you weren't in The Crown, you didn't win. That's basically how it was last night.
Sad.
As it should be. Here's the deal.
Oh.
The Golden Globes, we can file this under the category of could have been an email. I don't think we should have done it. It was just weird. It was like watching the weirdest Zoom meeting ever. And then can I tell you, when they would go to commercial and they would go on a shot, we call them bump shots in TV. You know, like when Leo, can we take a bump shot? Like when I go, hey, we'll be right back, and then Adam does this with the camera. That's called a bump shot.
Right.
They did these shots where they had like 7 TVs and all the stars are talking to each other. And they stayed on that shot for like 4 hours. And it's like, it was so awkward. The whole thing was an exercise in secondhand embarrassment.
Ugh.
It was awful.
Really? You thought it was that bad?
No, I'm just being dramatic, but it was still bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
I like the winners, though. Like, I do love the winners. That was good. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler were good, and I actually like who won. Like my friend from Queen's Gambit. Oh.
She looked fabulous.
Yeah. Ladies, let's go to you. Brianna, I'll start with you just in case your boss comes and gets you in trouble here. Did you watch the Globes last night?
I did a little bit, not too much, though.
Did you think it was awkward?
It was a little bit awkward, but I don't know. I'm kind of like that person that likes the awkward, funny sarcasticness. So I thought it was pretty okay, but.
Yeah. Kim, did you watch any?
I did not.
Okay. You're too busy protecting Peep Jason, from the mice.
I tried.
Yeah. Kathy, did you watch any?
I'm sorry, no, I didn't.
No, don't be sorry. I watched it so you didn't have to. Don't worry about it. Thank you, ladies. We'll check back with them in a little bit. Next in the dish, will Meredith Grey live or die? That's the question. Will Meredith Grey live or die? Oh. Grey's Anatomy fans are on the edge of their seat waiting for that answer, and the show star Ellen Pompeo was on CBS Sunday Morning. Oh, it was such a good episode yesterday, and gave a rather surprising answer. Look at this.
Are you looking now? And I'm not trying to make you give anything away, but are
yes,
you?
you are.
I'm not. I swear I'm not.
Everybody does. I
Okay,
can't
maybe
say.
a little.
Can't
No.
say. We honestly have not decided. We're really trying to figure it out right now.
You're in the middle of deciding whether it ends or it doesn't end.
Yes, it's what story do we tell? To end a show this iconic, how do we do it? I just want to make sure we do this character and this show and the fans. I want to make sure we do it right.
It's hard to believe Grey's Anatomy is in its 17th season. Not 17th. It's the longest running medical drama in primetime history, and just generally one of the longest shows in television history, drama-wise. Gunsmoke and Law and Order still hold the record. Gunsmoke was on for like 22 years or something insane like that. Law and Order, I think, is at 20, I believe so. I don't know. It's somewhere around there. She said something in that interview, and I would encourage all of you to go to the CBS this Sunday morning to YouTube. She talked about her worth, and I loved this. She goes, I'm paraphrasing. She goes, I have information where I know how much the Walt Disney Company makes off of Grey's Anatomy. Mm-hmm. So basically, I have no problem going into the Walt Disney Company and saying, pay me what I'm worth.
Right.
And look, you can bemoan celebrities, but I don't blame her.
No.
They make money off her face and her talent and that shows her. Mm-hmm. $20 million to Mickey Mouse is nothing, a drop in the hat. I love that she asked for what she's worth. Bravo to her.
Yeah, I think so. And that goes with any career, right?
Yes.
Like, I have a couple different things that I always remember that people have told me over the years. And again, it's not just this job in industry, any job. And that is one of them, is know your worth.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to show you what you're worth this way, then look elsewhere.
Yep.
Because you know you.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I left Fox 9 about 10 years ago. No, I'm joking. Only serious. Lots more to come, everybody. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us, everybody. Our Monday party continues. Coming up in just a bit, are you starting to maybe feel better about traveling soonish? Well, Thrifty Traveler returns with the hot travel deals you need to know about. Then, y'all were busy this weekend. From parties to enjoying the great outdoors, you are showing us your weekend. And stepping out of my comfort zone. I'll show you what happened when I did something I swore I would never do in my life. Sleep overnight in an ice house. That and more when the Jason Show continues.
I'm gonna watch a murder show, murder show. I'm gonna watch a murder show. Netflix, Showtime, HBO, and Dayline. Murder show, murder show. I'm gonna watch a murder show. YouTube, Hulu, that's my favorite thing to do.
Twin sisters got killed on a cruise in the Bahamas. I'm gonna half watch it while I fold my pajamas.
Severed limbs found on a beach in Chula Vista, but I just kinda stare while I eat a piece of pizza. They dig up some bodies and do an autopsy. Boring.
Have you just been watching murder shows all night?
Yes.
You do realize there's a type of show that's even better than murder shows, right?
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard about cold shows, different kinds of cold shows? We were sex and ugly dudes and a bit of volleyball.
Very true. My mom fits the first category. Investigation, discovery. If I call her right now, well, she's watching this show. But she's watching that show.
Yeah.
And that station.
That's what Jordan, every night, I'll be like, what do you want to watch, honey? And he's like, I don't know, something where somebody like gets murdered or something. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's always the spouse. Always. It's always the spouse.
Like when we watch Dateline, Jason, Jordan's always like, oh, that guy's in jail for sure. I'm like, how can you tell?
Oh, it's always.
It.
It's always like the wife or the husband.
Always.
Marriage, it's wonderful. That's a clip from SNL this weekend. You know, on Mondays we get a special serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Please give it up for Brad from TMZ. Hi, buddy.
Good morning, Jason. Big murder show fan here too.
I was just gonna ask. Do you plop down in front of the Netflix and watch the true crime shows?
Yes, I think my last two shows I've watched were the Cecil Hotel and then I just finished the Night Stalker too. So really uplifting programs.
Well, Brad, you're obviously in the LA area. Have you driven past the Cecil?
You know, I haven't yet. I just finished that one. I think it was just last Thursday, but it's definitely going to be added to my tourist destinations here for friends.
Well, let's begin. New details about the two men who dog napped. This is such a horrible story. Lady Gaga's French bulldogs. What do we know?
Well, we know that the dogs were recovered Friday night, Jason. They were unharmed, and at this point, police believe that the Good Samaritan who turned them in wasn't involved in the crime at all. She allegedly found them in an alleyway and brought them to a police station. These two men who you see in the videotape that we obtained are still on the loose. And we've actually learned a little bit more about what the dog walker did before this attack. because at first it was thought maybe he was targeted because maybe the thieves knew it was Lady Gaga's dog. But we have more evidence now to know that he was actually went to a liquor store and got a bottle of wine about 10 minutes before the attack. Now, this liquor store is about 7 blocks away from where the attack happened, and it's along a busy street. So it's possible that these guys could have just driven by, seen someone with 3 French bulldogs and thought, hey, there's an expensive little heist we could have there, and then followed him into the dimly lit neighborhood. So, of course, we probably won't have those answers until these guys are caught. The woman who turned them in is going to get the $500,000 reward that Lady Gaga offered up for the dog's return as well.
Yeah, at least, you know, it doesn't, look, I want him to be caught, but the most important thing is the dogs are back, so that's all that matters. It hits close to home for our next story. Some Prince items are hitting the auction block. What's going on?
Yeah, really unique items too, Jason. It's from the Purple Rain music video. There's the white ruffled shirt that's going to be going up on auction, as well as the yellow cloud guitar during the Diamonds and Pearls era. So each of those is set to hit auction, fetching about $60,000 or so each. So definitely an item for a Prince superfan, but definitely a Prince superfan with some deep pockets.
Absolutely, yeah, a big checkbook. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, one more memorabilia. This one's a basketball hoop of Kobe Bryant's. What's this one about?
Well, he went to high school in Pennsylvania, and his childhood home recently sold. And in photos of the house, you can see there's an old basketball hoop right above the garage there. And it went up for auction, actually, the exact basketball hoop where he kind of perfected his craft. And it sold for just over $37,000. Now, a lot of people think maybe this is a cheap item considering the kind of Kobe Bryant memorabilia craze, but nonetheless, a really interesting one where he kind of grew up, and I'm sure there was tens of thousands of shots taken by Kobe Bryant on that hoop.
You said $37,000?
$37,000. I think it was $37,200 in total.
Before we go, nice piece of art behind you, little abstract art there, Brett. Did you make that?
That was a custom piece by a friend, but I appreciate that.
It is very, very nice.
Thank you. We had to jazz it up a little bit because I've been forced into my bedroom after some construction in the living room. So try to make it look nice.
No, it does. Thank you, my friend. Have a good week.
Thanks, Jason.
Brad from TMZ. More of the on these stories, just go to TMZ.com. Is there a piece of memorabilia? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but is there something that you would pay, like if money was no object, you would pay a hefty sum for?
You know, it'd be one of Elizabeth Taylor's diamonds.
Oh, I love that answer.
Thanks. Or like Marilyn Monroe, when like diamonds are a girl's best friend, something like that you could wear and relish if money didn't matter.
I love that one of Elizabeth Taylor's many diamonds.
Why not?
She had an extensive jewelry collection.
Yes. What's yours? The South Fork Ranch?
Well, yeah, buying the whole ranch would be great. But I already own one. Eagle-eyed viewers of this show will know in season 1, 2, when that thing right there was a little tchotchke wall, I had an item back there that, now it's filled with West Elm goods. But I had a Stetson that Larry Hagman put on my giant head when I went to do the junket for the reboot of Dallas. They couldn't find a Stetson that fit me. Because they only brought a limited supply, because I have a giant melon.
It's full of brains.
And the one that I have, the white one, was used in the pilot of,
cool.
And it was sitting there for years. Next on the dish, CBS, speaking of Dallas, has released a preview of Oprah's sit-down with Prince Harry and Meghan, and it's all about Miss O in this preview. Look at this.
Were you silent or were you silenced? I just want to make it clear to everybody, there is no subject that's off limits. Almost unsurvivable sounds like there was a breaking point.
My biggest concern was history repeating itself.
You've said some pretty shocking things here. Wait, hold up, wait a minute.
Great preview. I'm sorry, is there something funny over there?
Listen, I understand why it makes you want to watch it. I don't care for it. It looks like an SNL spoof to me. It does, because Meghan doesn't say a word. She's just, like, you can't have a word of hers in there. Like, you couldn't even give her like a head nod for the promo. Come on.
it's called a promotion, and it's supposed to be, it's
Of
supposed
them,
to entice
right?
you. Well, no, but some people don't even know what she sounds like. You know, they didn't watch Suits. So there's an anticipation of what is she even going to sound like?
What?
So
Do people know what she sounds like?
I let you finish your thought. Now let me finish mine.
Sorry, Dad.
Sadly, I am old enough to be your dad, which is just horrifying. But anyway, no, people don't know. And if I was making a promo, you know, I'm big on trailers and promos. I did it for years over here. That's how I would do it, because I would make it all the questions and not show one answer. They only showed one, Harry's answer, because now it really makes you want to watch. That aside, this just proves again that there's really no one else in media, maybe Stern, that does an interview like that, like Oprah. Seriously. And she does those types of interviews so well. I know she's not everyone's cup of tea. There's a woman on Facebook that it drives her nuts that I have the Oprah mug. So you know me, I'm a brat, because it drives her nuts. I will keep this on my desk for years to come. But anyway, let's go to the audience. Does the tease make you guys, any of you, take this question, does it make you want to watch this a little bit more now, ladies?
I do. I would like to see it.
A little, I guess.
Oh, wait a minute. Who said little, I guess? Was that Brianna? Whatever. No, I just want to thank you, ladies. I love these three. I could have a party with these three.
Hey.
But no, I do. And I like them. Look, I'm biased. I like everyone involved in that promo. I like Harry. I think he's charming. I love that soundbite of like he doesn't want history repeating itself.
That was a good soundbite.
Yeah, if you lost your mom because the paparazzi was chasing your mom, you would be skittish about that kind of thing for the rest of your life. Understandably so.
And not off that, I agree with that. The thing that I look at this promo with Megan not answering anything is like, they're still very PR savvy people. They're not going to say anything. So I'm going to get all hyped up about this interview and they're not going to say anything.
I know the whole crew agrees with you. Mark me down. I'm a believer. I think we're going to learn some stuff.
Okay.
Next in the dish. ABC has announced who's going to fill in for Chris Harrison after the final Rose show on the Bachelor finale night. Emmanuel Acho will host the show. He's a former football player and current Fox Sports analyst. I love him. He's such a good guy. He also has a YouTube show called Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. He also wrote a book by the same title, which is a New York Times bestseller. After the final Rose will air on March 15th. Look, you know how I feel about quote-unquote cancel culture. I don't think everything should be under that umbrella, but I do think Chris Harrison should be paused like an old tape recorder. Pause! And if they are going to pause him, and they are, that gentleman right there, I love him. If you've never seen his series, it's fantastic. It made me a giant fan of Emmanuel.
And what I've read is that all three of the women who are still a part of the show right now are all going to be a part of it. So that includes Rachel Kirkconnell, the woman that this all kind of started over with Chris Harrison. So that could be an interesting conversation too.
Yeah. There are rumors that, like they're going to replace Chris permanently with like Michael Strahan. Okay. Again, how many shows? I mean, speaking to the guy that has two, but I'm just saying, he has Pyramid, the 80 hours of GMA.
He does football.
Let Emmanuel do. I think he's a great broadcaster. His presence. I love everything about him. Yeah, big fan. Still ahead, everybody. I go ice fishing overnight in a fish house. It's kind of a condo. But next, COVID has changed a lot of our travel plans over the last 12 months. It has also changed the way that airlines price. We're talking with the Thrifty Traveler about all of that when we come back. Monday. Welcome to March. Well, it's typically spring break travel season right about now, but hello, times are different. Here with the latest on travel is our good friend. He's back, the Thrifty Traveler. It's Jared. Hi, buddy.
Great to see you, Jason.
It is good to see you. I miss looking over here and seeing you on the set, but We'll
miss it too.
I know. We'll get back to that eventually. So let's get right into it because there's so much to talk about. And now that people are starting to maybe feel a little better about traveling, let's start with, has COVID in general, and we're speaking generalities, changed airline pricing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, things are just, the whole playbook of how airlines price tickets is completely just thrown out. Like, probably the biggest thing is if you have ever tried to, book a last minute ticket, like let's say a week or two out, you know how expensive, like crazy expensive those flights could be. But now with COVID and no business travelers, milling about, flights are dirt cheap, even a week or two out, which is pretty incredible, especially with spring break right here.
And that is, and you were saying right there, even a week or two out, because usually that, as you well know, and most of the people know, a week out, you're usually charged a premium. Am I right on that?
That is exactly right. And that's just, again, because business travelers aren't traveling. And that is, the airlines always charge those last minute business travelers the most. They knew that they weren't price sensitive and they'd pay anything. So, that's really the difference. So, and I don't expect that to change for probably for the rest of the year.
Where are the cheap flights right now, my friend?
Oh, they're to all the great places. Any place that you'd probably want to travel to. And we're talking probably the cheapest, like sub 100 nonstop round trip on Delta to Phoenix, Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. I mean, if you're looking to travel April through May, you shouldn't have a problem finding an incredibly cheap ticket.
And you said it just a few seconds ago, but in your expert opinion, and again, just like any industry, this can change according, based on the news and what happens with vaccinations. You right now are thinking that these prices will at the very least stick around for most of 2021?
Yeah, I'd for sure expect them, spring into the summer months. Prices are going to remain low, again, because business travelers just aren't traveling. Obviously, it's great. People are getting vaccinated. COVID cases are on the decrease, which is all positive. So kind of the whole point of this is, now is the time to start thinking about, summer, booking your fall travel, because prices are so cheap. I said, through May, they're very cheap, but even through, August, September, October, November, Thanksgiving travel, now's the time to think about booking that.
Oh, right now. So we should already be thinking about Thanksgiving right now?
Yes. You can book all the way out through January 2022, which is way out there. And hopefully by, 2022, things are going to be looking so different. I mean, let's say you want to go to Dublin in 2022, you can go there for $480. You can already book that on United, which is pretty wild.
Jared, you know this. You see the numbers every day. Obviously, last year there was a lot of constriction with the number of flights. Are you seeing, and then a two-part question, are you seeing even right now the airlines start to slowly add back some of their routes that they got rid of? And do you see that the addition continuing as we get possibly more good news about vaccination numbers?
Yeah, so I'll just take Delta because I know Delta the best, and a lot of people out of MSP fly Delta. The airline is focusing on where people want to go right now. So they're just taking their aircraft, like the giant aircraft, so many seats across, double aisle. They're flying those to Phoenix. There's 6 giant Airbus A330s flying this month to Phoenix every single day, which normally they'd be flying, to places, across the Atlantic into Europe. But they're flying them, domestically, which is pretty crazy. And the same goes, there's some of those wide body aircraft flying to Orlando, which is, again, very, very interesting. So, the airlines are focusing on where people want to fly right now. And it's all about supply and demand. It's basic, economics there. And as people want to fly more and are able to fly, they'll just readjust those routes. And I think that's what we can kind of expect. People are very much focused on domestic travel, just with the complexities of international travel right now. So, if you're looking at, again, domestic travel this spring, summer, fall, winter, now is the time, go to thriftytraveler.com, hop on Google Flights and start searching and booking those flights.
Not only do you know the numbers, but you follow the headlines. You follow the travel industry. Let me talk about Delta one thing before you go. Don't you think, Jared, and I think this just anecdotally for myself, that when we look back at this year in travel, Delta Airlines will most likely, and Lord knows I ain't getting paid by them, they will probably win the public relations award for how they handled, not booking the middle seat and all of the safety precautions. Are you seeing that in headlines and in feedback?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. I don't know if Delta made the most money by, kind of going towards safety and blocking middle seats. I mean, they're still blocking middle seats through the end of April, and I imagine they'll probably extend that through May. I mean, that's not a cheap thing to do, but I fly Delta, you fly Delta. When you get that blocked middle seat, it might not actually make you safer, but it feels safer. And I think that is worth it to a lot of people.
And finally, you guys have a new guide out. Tell the folks about that.
Yeah, so we have a cheap flight guide to flights out of Minneapolis, St. Paul, MSP, and you guys should definitely check it out. It's all about, what are the cheapest domestic destinations from MSP, international destinations, and what are the 10 best flight deals we have ever found out of MSP. And you can go to thriftytraveler.com. It's right on our homepage right now, or later on you can go to thriftytraveler.com/MSP.
It's good
it's going to blow your mind, some of those cheap fares.
Well, it's good to have you back, my friend. We've missed you, and we'll see you soon.
Yep, great to see you, Jason.
Thank you, buddy. For more information, as Jared said, head to thriftytraveler.com. And if Jared is saying they're crazy good deals, they're crazy good deals. I sound like a used car salesman in a local commercial. They're crazy good. Still ahead. A lot of you showed us what you did this weekend. We'll highlight a few with one of our favorite new things on Monday. Show us your weekend. That and more after this. Welcome back to the show. My buddy Adam doing beautiful bump shots today, Kendall.
Beautiful.
It's quality television. You don't see that crap on Rachel Ray.
Nope. Is she still using a cell phone?
Okay, literally, I'm not going to say it. I'll say it. Rachel Ray, I love her. But her home shows, her cat has a phone, and the cat is like shooting her.
Yeah, there's not even a gimbal.
And people make fun of this show. Like our own director, Chris. Remember last week she made fun of our show?
Yeah.
Our own director said, remember when the Jason show had good guests?
Yeah.
But Rachel Ray, I love you, but her cat is shooting the show on like a 1987.
Yeah, you see the whisker.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, the whisker comes through.
Meow. It was a great weekend to get outside, and just what many of you, and that's just what many of you did the past few days. I'm being punished for making fun of Rachel Ray. It's time again for you to show us your weekend. Look at this. Saturday was a great day to enjoy the warmer weather. Oh, so nice. Patrice shared this photo of cousins Marco, Sai, Sandy, and Maria at the playground. Trina says they took advantage of the beautiful weather with a little sledding. And Heidi says her kids had a blast splashing around in the puddles at the local ice rink. Kay visited the National Eagle Center in Wabasha and says she saw many eagles on the open water of the Mississippi. This is such a beautiful shot. Meanwhile, Sunday morning snow didn't stop Amy from training for a half marathon. As Oprah would say, run on, girl. Many of you celebrated birthdays this weekend. Anna says they finally got to celebrate her grandpa's 90th birthday from last month, and her dog tried getting his paws on the cake. Brittany celebrated her daughter's 14th birthday this weekend. 14's a good year, happy birthday. And Emily says it was her hubby's birthday, so they took him ice fishing. The girls loved it. Jody says her son is in quarantine this weekend ahead of his surgery at Children's Hospital today, and obviously we wish him the very best. Elizabeth, meanwhile, was busy babysitting her grandson in Waconia, and Courtney's daughter got a new ride, and it's pink. Darcy got to spend some time with her puppy niece named Winnie and her family. And Crystal and her family did an escape room, but unfortunately, they didn't make it out in time. Some of you were really busy in the kitchen. Raleigh made bread for the first time. Looks great. And Lori made a big old pot of Minnesota's version of goulash. She calls it comfort food at its finest. Finally, Lisa got her daubers ready for some bingo under the I-19 And Andrea is a person after my heart. She played some pull tabs and pulled a big old winner. Nice work.
Nice work. Did better than I did on that this weekend.
The escape room. We did that once for the Jason show when Shane was here and producer Carl, and we never saw Carl again. We never got him out of there.
He didn't get out.
He didn't get out of there.
You're so selfish.
Well, you know, it was time for him to leave anyway. Still ahead, how did ice fishing overnight go? I'll show you when we return. Back after this, everyone. Monday throwback. 37 years ago today, Michael Jackson won a record 8 Grammy Awards for his album Thriller. The only big award he lost was Song of the Year, which went to The Police with Every Breath You Take. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I still remember watching the Motown Anniversary show. I can picture our living room. My mom likes big cats. Yeah,
What?
and we had this wallpaper with tigers and lions.
Oh, like that. Okay.
It was the 80s.
Okay.
And one of those giant televisions that was a piece of furniture. It had like a wood, you know, the TV was giant. And I can remember sitting on the carpet when Michael Jackson moonwalked for the first time on the Motown Anniversary special. You would have thought the moon landing had happened, and it did kind of. I mean, it was like, yeah, it's crazy.
So cool.
Welcome back. 1 month ago, you saw me try something for the very first time. Look at this, ice fishing. I went out on the ice on Lake Minnetonka to experience this Minnesota tradition with the help of my new friend Jeff from his company, Ice Fishing Warriors. I caught a 72-inch whale. And I put it back, though, because whales are, you know. Even though it was my first time, here's the deal. Much to my surprise, I ended up enjoying myself. So much so that a week later, when I was with my group, we were enjoying each other's company, and I said, hey, I did this. I think we should all step out of our comfort zone and rent. Jeff has like 4 of these houses you can rent. And they looked at me, and shockingly, they agreed. And I called Jeff, and I said, do you have any houses available? He gave me a date, and my friends didn't back out, shockingly. And we packed up our stuff and moved to Beverly. Look at this. So here we are in my grumpy old men ice house village on Minnetonka. And ladies and gentlemen, this is my home. There's Colin getting out. Cheers. But this is our home for the night. It's like the Howard Johnsons, but in winter and on a lake and without any servers or booths or anything. Okay, here's my accommodations. Let's go inside. Look at this. Oh, you saw this on the story that I did. We're actually staying here. Here's my bag. I brought the essentials, you know, like my Chewbacca winter hat. Gotta have that right there. There he is. Little twins hat. It's very nice. This is a little sleeper. You can sleep someone here. Here's all the holes in the ground for, I guess, fishing. Speaking of fishing, there's my minnow bucket. I don't know if I'll be using that, but here's our sleeping arrangements. Got the sleeping bags, thanks Target. And then my home pillows. I gotta have my own pillows. And of course, you gotta have a kitchen and cookies. Okay, stepping outside, the crew's out here. 6 feet apart, COVID safe even when we're in a fish house. But there's our fire. I started that myself, and that's a total lie. But there's our restroom. I'm not quite sure I'll be using that, but there it is. So yeah, so there we go. There's our village, and we'll see how I feel in the morning. So how did I feel in the morning? I slept well. I woke up. I didn't hear everyone wants to know if I heard the ice crack, and if that freaked me out. Didn't hear a thing. There could have been a meteor on Lake Minnetonka, and I wouldn't have heard. It was lovely. And I actually, early in the morning, I actually used that porta potty. I never thought I would, but I did. Freezing. I felt very outdoorsy. But here's the deal. All jokes aside, and I mean this, I really loved it.
Yeah?
Like I liked being outdoors. I wore a stocking cap, which I don't do. I told you at the beginning of the show, this head isn't conducive to hat wearing. I liked being outside. I'm a big whiner. I don't like being cold. I loved it so much that our group made a decision to make this a tradition every year. It was one of my favorite winter memories. It really will be. If I ever move, and I won't, but if I do, I'll look back at, that was just such a great night. And I liked the fishing aspect of it. And Jeff and his wife, they're great. She watches the Jason show. She wants a mug. We got to get her a mug.
Okay.
But they're just nice people and a good company. So go support them. It's called Ice Fishing Warriors. The season's over, but next year they get booked up quickly. They handle it well. They give you everything you need, and I loved it.
I think that's the thing that we all need to do more of, right? Like doing those things outside in the winter to escape our comfort zone. That you make the best memories if you're willing to just give it a whirl.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm not even being Jason Goofy. I'm so glad that I did. I would never have done that 6 months ago.
You wouldn't do it last year in the winter.
No,
We
I
did
wouldn't.
talk about it. I was like,
No.
would you go ice fishing for a shoot? And you're like, no.
No.
But
no.
you did it and you liked it.
I did it, yeah. And we all enjoy it. We just had a really, really, really good time, made great memories, as you said. So thank you to Jeff, and thanks to Ice Fishing Warriors. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Step out of your comfort zone. The shade is plentiful coming out of the director's booth today. So I told you earlier, Director Chris last week was throwing shade at her show, going, oh, remember when we had good guests? And then today, in the commercial break, Director Leo in my ear, after the ice, he goes, did you really fish? Or was it just a party house?
Wow. Leo.
Wow. How dare you ask that question?
How dare you?
I didn't fish. Don't forget to sign up and be part of the Jason Show virtual audience. Just go to the Jason Show Facebook page, Jason Show TV, and click the link we posted. Sign up for a certain day, and you'll be a part of the show. Okay, here's the question before we take a break. You ready, Kendall?
Yep.
What TV show everyone loves do you secretly hate? That answer when we return. Oh, I know. Okay, friends, let's say goodbye to our new friends, Brianna, Kimberly, and Kathy. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. And Brianna, you can go back to work now, my love.
What if I don't want to, though?
Okay, then come on over. We'll Peloton together.
Yay!
Perfect. Thank you, ladies, so very much. I appreciate you being here. Okay, it's time for the bubblegum goodbye. What show that everyone loves do you secretly hate? Kendall?
I don't love Dallas. I'm kidding. That wasn't what I was going to say.
Oh, the shade is real today. I'm getting it from all angles.
Okay. I really, truly, current show, Breaking Bad. Not my favorite.
Oh, that's a
really
good
don't
one.
like it.
Okay.
At all.
I get it. All of the Law and Orders.
All of them?
All of them. All Law and Order, SVU, Law and Order, Postal Service, all of them. I don't like any of those. I don't like Blue Bloods. I don't like anything on CBS that has a cop in it. I don't like any of the. I don't like procedural shows.
Oh.
All of the Chicago shows, PD, Fire.
Don't you dare.
Animal Control. I don't like any of them. I don't like
dare.
any of the Chicago shows. And I'm from Chicago.
PD?
It's just not my cup of tea.
Okay. Well, we have words after this because Chicago PD has one of the greatest, most underrated actors of all time on it. Patrick John Fluger. My old neighbor. We've talked
Patrick
about
John
this.
who?
Fluger.
Oh, okay.
We've talked about this. My neighbor.
Is he the one that I wanted his hair?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, literally, that's the guy I'm telling you, Jason, that I know. And you're like, you know that guy? I'm like,
Well, I
oh
like
my
his
God.
hair.
Yeah.
But no, it's just I don't like police. I don't like.
You don't like police
I don't like
shows.
no. I don't like procedurals.
Never mind.
Yeah. So yeah, all of those shows. And I'm not a big Seinfeld fan. That'll shock people.
Oh.
It's all right.
Okay. It was like kind of before my time. So.
That's right, because I'm old enough to be your dad.
You would have been really young.
Thanks, Kendall. That's going to do it for us. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. No,
Sorry.
I'm kidding. No, it's fine. You're right. I would have been very young. Regardless, speaking of the very young, if you are watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day. Drive safe out there, guys, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.